What if the next pickup truck, SUV, or electric vehicle you buy becomes more expensive, not because of batteries or labor costs, but because Europe is racing to secure one of North America's most valuable industrial resources? America's 50% aluminum tariff was meant to strengthen domestic manufacturing. Instead, it may be helping ignite a global competition for Canada's low-carbon aluminum, a material that has become essential to modern vehicle production. Your roadmap to the latest in auto? Welcome to Highway Herald. Recent trade data, new Canadian policy moves, expanding production, and growing European demand are reshaping the global aluminum market. Today, we're counting down 5 developments that could influence automakers, future vehicle prices, and the race for one of the automotive industry's most important materials. Number 5. Canada doubles down on protecting its aluminum industry. The battle for aluminum is no longer focused only on Washington. Canada is taking major steps to protect its own industry. Earlier this month, Ottawa extended key steel and aluminum protection measures through 2027, including tariff rate quotas designed to prevent low-priced imports from disrupting domestic producers. The move reflects a growing view among governments that aluminum is a strategic resource essential to industrial competitiveness and supply chain security. For the automotive industry, this is significant. Aluminum is used in body panels, suspension systems, wheels, battery enclosures, and many other components that help improve vehicle efficiency, performance, and range. As automakers continue pursuing lighter, stronger vehicles, secure access to aluminum is becoming increasingly important. Canada's decision suggests policymakers expect intense competition for industrial metals to continue for years, while Ottawa also continues seeking relief from existing U.S. steel, aluminum, and automotive tariffs. But government policy is only part of the story. The real shift becomes visible when we look at where Canadian aluminum is actually being shipped. Number 4. Canadian aluminum is flowing to Europe at record levels. One of the biggest aluminum stories of 2026 is Canada's rapidly growing exports to Europe. Trade data shows Canadian aluminum shipments to the European Union accounted for roughly 6% to 40% of monthly export volumes between April 2025 and March 2026, a dramatic increase from just a few years ago. While the United States remains Canada's largest aluminum customer, European demand is rising much faster than many analysts expected. This growing demand gives Canadian producers greater flexibility and bargaining power by allowing them to serve multiple major markets. European manufacturers are attracted to Canadian aluminum because of its reliable supply, political stability, and low carbon footprint, qualities that align with Europe's climate and industrial goals. For Canada, expanding exports helps diversify its customer base, creating a more competitive and dynamic global aluminum market than in the past. But Europe's growing purchases are not being driven solely by trade diversification. A much larger industrial transformation is helping fuel demand. Number 3. Europe's green manufacturing drive is fueling demand for Canadian aluminum. Europe's growing demand for Canadian aluminum is being driven not only by trade considerations, but also by its push toward lower carbon manufacturing. Much of Canada's aluminum, particularly from Quebec, is produced using hydroelectric power, giving it one of the lowest carbon footprints among major global suppliers. As automakers face increasing pressure from regulators, investors, and consumers to reduce emissions throughout their supply chains, low-carbon aluminum is becoming increasingly valuable. At the same time, Europe continues investing heavily in electric vehicles, renewable energy, rail infrastructure, aerospace, and defense projects, all of which require large quantities of aluminum. For the automotive industry, aluminum remains essential because it reduces weight, improves efficiency, enhances performance, and extends EV range. Combined with its environmentally friendly production process, Canadian aluminum is becoming an increasingly attractive choice for manufacturers seeking both sustainability and engineering advantages. Rising demand creates opportunities, but only if suppliers can increase output. Fortunately for Canada, major investments are already underway. Number 2. Canada ramps up output as Europe seeks long-term supply security. One of the most significant aluminum developments of 2026 is taking place in Quebec, where Rio Tinto has begun commissioning its $1.5 billion expansion at the complex Arvida facility. The project is expected to add approximately 160,000 metric tons of annual low-carbon aluminum production capacity by year-end, using advanced AP60 smelting technology powered largely by hydroelectric energy. This further strengthens Canada's position as a leading supplier of premium low-carbon aluminum. The expansion comes as demand continues growing across electric vehicles, aerospace, defense, renewable energy, and advanced manufacturing sectors. With forecasts suggesting Europe could face future aluminum shortages, the additional capacity creates new opportunities for Canadian producers to serve expanding international markets. The project also demonstrates how Canada's aluminum industry is investing in cleaner technology, improved efficiency, and higher output to remain competitive in the evolving global marketplace. Before we reveal the development that could affect vehicle buyers the most, we'd appreciate it if you could subscribe to Highway Herald. Your support helps us continue bringing you in-depth coverage of the automotive industry, manufacturing trends, and the global forces shaping the vehicles we drive. Because while expanding production is important, the biggest question is what growing competition means for automakers and ultimately consumers. Number 1. Automakers may face greater competition for premium aluminum supply. Aluminum has become one of the automotive industry's most important strategic materials. Modern pickup trucks use it to improve towing, payload capacity, and fuel efficiency, while performance vehicles benefit from reduced weight and sharper handling. Electric vehicles also rely heavily on aluminum to offset battery weight and maximize driving range, making it a key component of modern vehicle engineering. As demand for premium low-carbon aluminum grows across Europe, North America, and other industrial regions, automakers may face greater competition when securing future supplies. The challenge is not necessarily availability, but access to the most desirable low-carbon aluminum. Manufacturers that secure reliable long-term contracts could gain advantages in cost control, production planning, and regulatory compliance. For consumers, aluminum influences vehicle performance, efficiency, safety, and durability. If competition continues increasing, rising supply costs could eventually contribute to higher vehicle prices in the future. And when all 5 developments are viewed together, a much bigger picture begins to emerge. Final thoughts. The global race for aluminum is just getting started. The biggest takeaway isn't that Canada is moving away from the United States. North America's aluminum supply chain remains deeply interconnected, and American manufacturers will continue depending heavily on Canadian production for years to come. What's changing is Canada's position in the marketplace. New trade data shows Canadian aluminum reaching Europe in volumes that would have seemed unlikely only a few years ago. Major production expansions are boosting capacity. Demand for low-carbon materials continues climbing. Meanwhile, governments increasingly view aluminum as a strategic resource essential to future industrial competitiveness. Europe is no longer behaving like an occasional customer. It's increasingly becoming a serious long-term competitor for one of the world's most attractive aluminum supplies. For automakers, suppliers, and vehicle enthusiasts alike, that's a development worth watching closely. Before we wrap up, we'd love to hear your perspective. Do you think Europe will continue increasing its purchases of Canadian aluminum in the years ahead? Should the United States maintain the 50% tariff? Or would removing it strengthen the North American automotive industry? Could growing competition for low-carbon aluminum eventually increase the cost of future pickups, SUVs, and electric vehicles? Share your thoughts, opinions, and experiences in the comments below. We always enjoy hearing insights from fellow automotive enthusiasts and industry followers. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, be sure to subscribe to Highway Herald and turn on notifications so you never miss upcoming vehicle updates, automotive industry developments, manufacturing breakthroughs, and the latest stories shaping the future of transportation. Thanks for watching and see you next time. You can now check out any of the videos on the screen. There's more exciting and informative content waiting for you.